Good morning and welcome to the last Friday in the month of March. And today is also Good Friday. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, today is actually supposed to be kind of sad. I mean, if you're a Christian or Catholic, yes, it's very sad because it was on Good Friday that, Jesus Christ, died. And, but in 3 days he's resurrected, so that's good. Even though technically, here's the thing, and this is something I've been thinking about for years now, because he died on a Friday. He obviously rose on Sunday. Now, if you count a day as like just the individual day itself, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's 3 days, obviously. But Jesus died like during the afternoon and rose on Sunday morning. If we look at a day as 24 hours, that's not even 2 days. I don't know, it's just something that always kind of perplexed me a little bit. I mean, listen, I'm Catholic. Obviously, there's a lot of things about my religion that make no sense whatsoever. The reason I don't really harp about that is because if we did, you'd be missing the point on what being Christian is all about. Much like any other religion, it's just about finding moral value, trying to be a good person. That's really all it is. I mean, listen, there's a lot of people who are like super overzealous. And they are crazy. We don't want anything to do with them. So just know that you actually have someone sane, me, who knows what they're talking about to some degree. Anyway, let's get to my low behind my act of kindness. Let's see, what was my low? Well, in a lot of ways, I feel bad for yesterday's hot ones, yes, because for the first time in Lord knows how long, they didn't make it to the end. Seriously, I don't think I've seen anyone fail the hot ones challenge in at least 5 seasons. It's been that long. I mean, the last person, to my knowledge, that failed was maybe Chance the Rapper. But that was a long time ago. I don't know, that's just something I noticed. Yeah, I think that might have been in 2022 when that happened. That's how long ago it was. My high was, actually it was a bit of a surprise. See, this weekend, my nephews are going to be staying at my folks' place for the night, so they were gonna spend the night last night. So I got to see my nephews. More importantly, though, we actually went to Red Robin for dinner, which it's actually let me tell you, I have been to Red Robin one time before, and Red Robin's actually pretty good. It is. I mean, again, with the exception of Rita's, I'm not going to put any chain restaurants on the Cutler list because A, good Lord, that list would be a whole lot longer than it needs to be. And B, one of the main points about the Cutler list is doing the best I can to support local. Whether you go eat there or just simply promote it, that's what it's supposed to do. And don't get me wrong, Red Robin is a solid place. It is. But again, it's just not going to be the Cutler list because one of the rules is it's a chain restaurant, and I don't really put chains on there. But seriously, if I did put chains on there, good Lord, the list would be so much longer. Red Robin would be on there, Applebee's would be on there, Olive Garden Red Lobster would be on there, Texas Roadhouse would be on there. Sure, I'll put the big 3, why not? McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King. And that's seriously, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, Five Guys, that'd be another one on there, if I include chain restaurants. And In-N-Out, and Chick-fil-A, and Arby's. And you see how long this list is getting? Yeah, so now you know why I keep things a little more local. Again, with the exception of Rita's, but I mean, come on, it's Rita's. Rita's is my happy place. And my act of kindness was obviously helping my parents watch my nephews when we were out at dinner. Which, I guess, I mean, listen, they're 3 little boys. Obviously, they don't necessarily have the filter, and obviously, they're not going to behave like proper gentlemen. I mean, the twins are 4, and one of them's only 2 years old. You know, they got a long way to go before they reach the proper levels of debonair that I have reached. And even then, it took me a long time to figure that out. But, you know, as far as behavior, that last night was one of the better times when we were out. So, that's good. Although, personally, I think it'll be a long time before we're able to take my nephews to Libs. I mean, a stretch goal to take my nephews to somewhere like Libs would be like my birthday way at the end of this year. Way into December. That's a stretch goal. Like, that's being optimistic, okay? I mean, hell, I don't think I went to Libs for the first time until I was at least 5 or 6 years old. It was at least that's when I think I went there for the first time. I mean, you know what? That's a story for another day. Let's talk about this week's episode of Hot Ones, which featured Ice Spice, who, contrary to the name, is not one of the Spice Girls. But up until the very end, her episode was actually going pretty well. And, you know, I did learn a lot from her. Like, how she decides, what makes the album. She's about to release her debut album later this year. And, you know, she talked about what it takes to decide what's going to be on the album or not. And she really wants to take time to make sure that, the song on the album deserves to be on there, which is actually really cool. She talked about the guiding philosophy for making catchy hooks for a song and how, it just simply comes naturally for her. And, she works on the hook first, and then, the rest of the song comes naturally. And when she wants to decide, when a song is perfect, she listens to the song over and over and over again until she's that's how it is. Give all the credit in the world. Ice Spice really wants to make sure whatever product she's putting out is absolutely perfect. A lot of really great people always done that, don't get me wrong. But, Ice Spice only just came in on the scene within the last year. And she's already doing stuff that lots of professionals take years to figure out. So, kudos on her. She talked about how Riot saw the vision within how she was able to do. She talked about how Riot made her Riot had an old tag and Ice Spice had a riff on it, and you know, she just it was the first time in the recording booth. And Ice Spice is what do I do? And Riot's just say what you feel. And then the rest is history. The best piece of advice he's ever gotten was, and this is actually something that a lot of people need to know. Because whether you're in the music business or whether you're doing what I'm doing right now, making these videos, you need to do all you can to find your voice. You gotta practice. You gotta learn how to feel comfortable and find your identity. And for Ice Spice, it took about 3 years For me, well, here's the thing. I definitely have a voice, and considering the fact that I've been doing it for 6 years, I've had plenty of practice. And I genuinely do believe I feel more comfortable and I do have a sense of identity when it comes to making these videos. However, I am in the belief that there's always something to learn. So I've come far, but I still have far to go, if that makes sense. She talked about how the most fun scene to shoot in a music video was in the Princess Diana music video, the bedroom scene with Nicki Minaj, which, that's cool. She talked about why financial freedom is a compelling goal, and simply put, to provide for her family. You know, make a comfortable lifestyle, which, I mean, I would love to do that. I mean, listen, I know I kind of harp on this every now and again, but if I made money doing these videos, that'd be really sweet. That'd be really sweet. You know, I would like to do stuff like this full time. I would like to entertain. I would totally do that. And when you do a good enough job, you can get that financial freedom. But, yeah, again, I mean, it's like what I just said earlier. You know, I come so very far, but I still have a lot to learn. Same thing. She talked about how, like, the most memorable live show debacle she ever has, like, the sound wouldn't work and she couldn't follow the beat to the song. So she had to run off on stage and be like, hey, I can't hear the song. And then they had to fix it. The absolute best use of $20 at a Bronx deli, which is, this is when she had the bomb, and this is where things went south for her. Gum and water. She couldn't really finish the question. And Sean then asked her, because she's from the Bronx, the Bronx's greatest contribution to fashion. And she's like, pretty much what she's wearing in the episode, that's apparently what it's supposed to be. Again, once it got to the bomb, that's when things got bad. In fact, it was after she had the bomb, that's when she had to throw in the towel. Which, normally, if a Hot Ones guest, throws in the towel, they, Sean at least asks the two questions that are left. Because, let's be honest, if you're going to throw in the towel, it's usually when they go up against the bomb. But Sean didn't even ask the final question for the last dab. Sean just had, one question left for her. And, that was the episode. Which is... looking at this question further, I think, this question would have been what Sean would have asked if Ice Spice actually made it all the way to the last dab, which is deciphering, Bronx slang. Blue means money. Jatty is a fat butt, which, that I can get behind. Hey, okay, pardon the language, bitch getting daddy, that's when she's with her bestie, and they be smoking, smoking hot. Okay. Smoochie, which originally is just a thought that someone comes up with, but now it just means a bad bitch. Okay, I now am familiar with some Bronx slang. Very nice. I would never say it because I'm white. Listen, I'm 6'4". I'm scarier than a lot of things, but that's each scary thing is individually. Me versus a lot of scary things, yeah, okay, that's not something I want to mess with. Just saying. And when I say scary things, I mean people with guns. Yeah, I'm bigger than people, but as a person who's smaller than me is carrying a gun, I'm like, no, okay, I won't do it. No. But seriously, like, they say like the scariest thing ever is when you look down the barrel of a gun. I believe it. Okay? But, I mean, yeah, this episode is kind of a wash again because, and here's the thing, like, it's no longer the wall of shame, it's the wall most made it. Which, listen, you can call it whatever you want. Ice Spice did not finish the Hot Ones challenge. Right up there with the likes of Ricky Gervais, DJ Khaled, Lil Yachty, Chance the Rapper, Taraji P. Henson, and so many others I can't think of right now. Oh, E40, he was another that didn't make it. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Whenever I see a Hot Ones episode like that, it genuinely makes me rethink of whether or not I want to be on Hot Ones. Because if I ever got on the wall of shame, I would never forgive myself. I just would never forgive myself. Which, I mean, I don't, and if I'm not on if I never get on Hot Ones, I never have to run the risk. But, in spite of that, you know, someday I still want to do it. You know, be on Hot Ones. And here's the thing. If I myself was ever on Hot Ones, like, what would my initial thoughts be going in? Oh, for sure I'd be nervous. No doubt about that. But I really would have 3 things going for me going in. The first is I have the conviction to believe that if I'm there, I'm going to see it through to the end, no matter what. 2, Sean Evans is the best corner man in the game. And if anyone can, like, seriously, Sean has been more than capable of talking people out of, you know, quitting so many times. He could help me. Again, shout out to Sean Evans, best corner man in the game. And 3, it would be the fact that I'm nervous. Because if I wasn't nervous, it would mean I'm not ready. But again, that's just me. I hope y'all like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, I'm on social media. As always, I'm very home with this video. For all of you guys watching Joe today, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. A good Friday. Oh, Christian pun. And then if you guys want to talk to me, back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.